Are we live? Are we live? Are we live? Are we live? Okay, we might be live. Perfect. Alright, guys, welcome back to Ball Knowledge. I am zozomilli, and we are covering a bunch of things tonight, actually. I have about an hour, so let's do Man U West Ham. Man U drop points at West Ham. Draw today, and somewhat like Michael Carrick's biggest test. It decided to come at a moment where relegation teams against a relegation team, which is crazy, but sometimes that's just how it happens. But first of all, let's see what Newcastle and Tottenham, guys, I said a couple weeks ago, relegate Spurs, and it's looking like it's about to happen. It looks like it's about to happen.
Matty Rice in Mumbai. I want two back. I've gone two now. Get out. Daniel Kalula, two now. We are 16th, -1 goal difference, and this man's chewing gum on the sidelines like it's tobacco, fam. This man shows more aggressivity to the chewing gum than on the pitch, fam. We would be lucky to be 17 a game like Zac Efron, because this man's gonna have us going down, 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 down like Jay Sean, fam. There is no end to the embarrassment. There's more chance of me getting chicken in KFC Jamaica than this team winning a game in the league this year.
You know the problem.
Let's go to Jimmy's.
The job is bigger than him, unfortunately.
The owners to sell up, because this cannot continue. When you talk about the players, the managers, that all comes under the owners. What club, constantly sell over many years now, sells Bale, sells Modric, sells Kane, sells Son, sells Johnson this year, doesn't replace him. Oh, what happens? Kudus gets injured. I said we'd look at it with Andrew as well. I'm not saying Andrew is perfect, but I've said it many times. Look at us now. I know we're lucky United scored today.
No. But you know what, though, Jim? It's actually disgusting that I'm looking at Chelsea to get a result. I'm looking at Man United to get a result because they're playing Leeds and they're playing West Ham. And it's like, hold on a minute. Like, we're meant to be competing with Chelsea.
Are you saying
Competing with what?
Are you saying?
Bro, the only way Tottenham compete with Chelsea is if they bribe everyone that sent Abramovich away and tell them, convince him to come and rebuy Spurs instead of Chelsea. The owners have no direction. There's no ambition. They're not going anywhere, man.
Today
It helps us.
helps you get relegated.
It helps us stay out. Well, it helps keep Leeds.
Yeah. Oh.
Because you could have won the game, right? You should have won the game.
Hold on, I'm feeling.
Well, Leeds have still gone above us, though, haven't they?
Leeds have gone above us.
Oh, I don't feel so bad anymore.
Like West Ham conceding, obviously,
It's a massive goal.
it helps Tottenham. And I'm sitting there thinking, how are we sat here talking about the fact that we're asking, like, teams who are at the bottom of the table to do us a favour? Like, it's unbelievable the position that Tottenham are in. And I'm telling you now, and I'll tell Spurs fans now, we are in a relegation fight. Like, that club is in a relegation fight. The team is absolutely woeful. The players are shocking. Like, they're not performing. They've got no confidence. They've got nothing about them. The manager is devoid of ideas. Like, it's a toxic atmosphere. West Ham have got Jared Bowen. They've got players who make something happen. They look like...
But Spurs have Javi Simons. Spurs have... Who else do Spurs have? Kudus. Well, Kudus is injured. Dominic Solanke is back. You have no excuse. This Thomas Frank guy, the job is bigger than him.
Shambles. Thomas Frank has got to go now. Not tomorrow, not the next day, now. Get him out of this football club. We are going down with him in charge. Manchester United can't make it 5 from 5. They drew at the London Stadium. Spurs now just 5 points from the drop. Chelsea.
Let's talk about.
He's one of the
Have it as a bed.
no. Let's move on. The lack of ideas, the lack of creativity, the lack of coaching. Honestly, I've never seen anything like it. Thomas Frank's got to go, but these players have got to butt their ideas.
Well,
they are in a dogfight. They are in a relegation fight, and I don't know if they've got the stomach for it.
Right. Okay. So you need a manager for the stomach for the fight, right? You need the players. One of those has got to have it. If you're telling me, you're a Spurs fan, right? that both of those are missing, we are talking in serious doo-doo. Serious doo-doo, mate. You know, now I remember speaking.
Everything about Spurs stinks right now. That's just the truth. Everything about Spurs stinks right now.
You 3-4 weeks ago, and then last week, and I'm saying you ain't going down, mate. There's no way. And I genuinely meant it. I'm now looking at the league table, and I'm going, I don't know. Actually, I'm starting to wonder. You know, so West Ham have gained a point on you.
Yeah, they've gained a point.
That's a
Look, the best thing is for Spurs to go down, because if they don't go down, they will not learn. They won't learn. Anyways, guys, Chelsea drew with Leeds 2-2. Let's see what the Chelsea fans are saying.
Because I know exactly what I want to say. I know exactly how I want to articulate myself. I know exactly how I want to come across. I know exactly what points I want to put out. This is my third take. My third. I need you as my witness, as my reference. What was that? What did we just watch? Because I'm legally blind. I am not a good judge of seeing things. I can't see. So when I see what I've seen, what I think I've seen, I need witnesses. I need clarification, confirmation from you, the people at home, in the comments, to tell me that we did not just see that. Tell me that that's not the scoreline in the top left of the screen right now. Tell me that's not true. Tell me I couldn't be more pleased, more praise, more. I was so excited, so elated, so happy, so.
None of that is worse than this, though. All that English this guy's talking about, this is it. This is why they lost this game. This is why they lost this game. Look at this. This is the 93rd. Let's look at this, man. This is the 93rd minute of the game. 6 minutes at a time. 3 more minutes. This is the chance you need. You already scored a penalty. Man of the match loading. Look at what Palmer does. Look at what Palmer does, bro. That, like, how many years, like, Palmer knew that ball was coming to him from time. So you can say everything you want to say, but that's why you lost the game. That's why you lost the game. Look, for sure is, and it's unlucky. It's lucky it's Cole who did it. Might be the miss of the season. That, not might. This is the miss of the season, and that's why you guys lost the game. That is the just look at Pedro Neto's hand. Look at Pedro Neto right now. Hand in the head. Look at Enzo, hand on the head. Look at Della, hand on the head. Look at Pedro, hands on the head. Even the Palmer, hands on the head. Even the opponent has his hands on his head. Because everybody knew at that point in time that this was the moment. And that's why you guys lost the game. That's why you lost the game. Every team was prepared. Look at where he was when the move started. He was in, where was he? Palmer. Just by the edge of the box. Look at him drifting. Look at how much time you had to watch this play, my bro. Come on, man. This is the chance. This is the chance you've been looking for. But Cole, please do something. As far as I'm concerned, it's harder to miss this chance than to score. And you know what Cole did? He missed. So you can complain. You can... Nothing will tell me. There's no way you tell me that this is not where you... This is what lost you the game. That is what lost you the game. Look at this guy's on the floor. This guy's on the floor because he can't believe it. This guy's on the floor because he cannot believe it. And that's what, look, when you are building a team, because this is still a young team, they will learn. You have to make guys like Palmer understand that as talented as you are, this can happen. This can be the difference between winning the league and losing the league. This can be the difference between winning the league and losing the league. For the love of Christ, look at this again. Perfect ball, the height maybe bobbled, whatever. came to you, please. How can you? God, look at where he sent that ball. But that is why you guys lost. All this English does not count. Chelsea lost this. Let's see. Look at Paul Mercer's. Bro, everybody had their hand on their head because we all knew it was crazy.
Take you back to
Crosses
Paul
it.
Merson.
Go! No! No! Palmer's just missed from 2 yards.
He can't miss
From 2
that.
yards. Casado plays the ball in. He plays it into Pedro. Pedro plays a little ball to him. He plays it across the 6-yard box. No, not across the 6-yard box. In between the 6-yard box and the goal line. He's at the far post to put it in. He puts it over the bar. He's still standing in the goal with his mouth open. He cannot believe he has just missed. He just plays it. Oh.
Bro, it's tougher to miss that than to score it. What is guys saying?
Such a long time that game. That felt like a.
How the play gets there as well. We make a few poor decisions in terms of how we press in that moment, and we give.
That's waffle though. If you don't win the league soon, that's waffle. Because Arsenal is not letting stuff slip like that. Not this current Arsenal. Man City are definitely not letting stuff slip like that. The previous Man City. But young team and they will grow. Let's move on to Manchester United versus West Ham. Oh my God. Manchester United versus West Ham. That was a really, really good game. Because everyone's talking about, I saw Benjamin Sesko's interview after the game talking about, with the intensity, we should have won the game. We're not okay with the draw. Brother, if Callum Wilson had done his job, in fact, let's do Lenny Euro, because that was Lenny Euro that did it versus West Ham block. Nah, that block from Lenny Euro was everything, man. That block was everything because that's how. I think this is it. Look at this. Oh no, this is not it. July 20. No. Bruv, the level of, what's the word I'm looking for? The level of mental, like, it's not even mental toughness. It's like, when someone is older than their age, that's what I see from Lenny Euro, man. He is older than his age. He doesn't let things go. Because those 2 stops that he made, as far as I'm concerned, those 2 stops put you in the team. I don't care who you take out. Personally, it might have to be Maguire because, Lissandro can still move, but damn. Yeah, says West Ham. Okay, I don't know if they showed it, but let's see. Let's see. It was towards the end, before the goal went in. It was before the goal went in. Bro, they were peppering these guys. I don't think they showed it here. But the point is, man, Lenny Euro is the one that kept them in that game. So they can't come and start talking about, we should have won. Nah, there's no way you should have won. There's no way you would have won. Let's see what the reactions are. This already tells you one or two things though. Possession 35 to 65, but shots 7 to 9. So they weren't creating as much, but the paradox is what is Michael Carrick's toughest test so far has not come from the top two teams in the league. It has come from a team fighting relegation. Imagine that. That's wild scenes right there.
One player of Chelsea, more on them a little later on. Liverpool, of course, in action later.
It was just a brilliant goal from a player who, I think when he come on, struggled with his all-round game, Benjamin Sesko. So to see that finish from a player who, every time the ball went up to him, I mean, we were watching games and whatnot, but when the ball went up to him, it was kind of bouncing off him a little bit. To see that finish from that angle, it was one of the best finishes you'll see. I mean,
in the context of the game, let's not go too far. In the context of the game, is a big finish. And you know what? Shout out Benjamin Sesko, because a lot of people could have shrunk at this time. You know, like you come to the club with your dreams, it's not going well, you have every right to shrink. But that guy said, nah, bruh.
From that perspective, West Ham can say, my God, I mean, we did most things right, and he scored the wonder goal, which he is. But listen, you got to keep clean sheets. West Ham are not doing it. And Man United, it's unbeaten, good spirit again, keep them going to the end. So that's another positive for them. And I suppose when you look at is that 5 games you said? I suppose when you look at the 5 games in their totality, from where they were, that's a very good return to points, even though they're playing a.
That's what the players and the
find a way and obviously keep a clean sheet and maybe maybe take the game and move on. But yeah, so a little bit frustrated with that. We've had 5 games now and we've been at a really good level. It's a tough place to come. They made it difficult and we just didn't quite have that sharpness or that spark really to find the answers too often. But in the end, big credit to the boys. The spirit again in late goal. And when we needed it, it's a great quality to have. So we'll take the point and we'll move on.
On the spirit, before you spoke about wanting the group to be a team, you needed the whole collective tonight, and it was Benjamin Sesko who pops up with that lovely finish.
Yeah, fantastic finish. He's done it again. It's important. It's important. We've
when you're a bit unlucky, maybe the intensity was not exactly happy with the draw, because I know we deserved the win.
How can you deserve the win, bro?
We were fighting. Unfortunately, just the days comes when you're a bit unlucky. Maybe the intensity was not exactly there what it should be. But yeah, we were fighting. In the end, we got a draw, which is really important.
Now, look at this.
And it's not Kobbie Mainoo. There's a lack of a communication between the two of them, and he runs in between.
Yeah, that was the goal. But this is what I was talking about.
Mistake straight away, because then one thing's going to happen, you're going to score a goal.
Thomas Souček, another player that you spoke about before the game, Karen, in his recent impact especially, being key to West Ham's improved form, his overall game tonight. What did you think of it?
Yeah, I think this is his 6th start with Fernandes next to him and coming back into the team, as you mentioned, and I don't think it's coincidental that West Ham and their form and their results have been positive since he's come back in.
No, but Souček has been big for West Ham. Not even this game, for time. Like, when they were there was a couple years ago when they were really, really doing well, where Souček was banging goals. No. And he doesn't even look like the quintessential midfielder, but he is clutch. He comes in clutch when you don't even expect it. Shout out Souček, man.
He does all the kind of dirty work that you have to dig deep in. He has a presence in both boxes, and obviously tonight we saw that he played a little bit higher up because they put Potts in as an extra midfielder and he gets himself with a goal. But I think he's instrumental, and when you're in this position you need leaders and experienced players, and he has all of that.
Great finish there right at the end. I'm sure you'd have been wanting.
Terrific today. You'd never know they're in a relegation battle.
Man United didn't really create that much. If anything, you'd have to say West Ham probably created a little bit more. Lenny Yoro had 2 brilliant blocks, which
That's what I
kept
just
it from
said.
being 2-0. And then right at the end, Shesko with a fabulous finish, by the way, a little flick, and I mean, he'll be delighted.
Yeah, for Manchester United, just as
If anyone can keep West Ham up, I think it is my guy, Esposito. But Espirito de Santos, I do think he can do it. I think what Carrick showed today is, even when things were not going too well for them, they can still dig out and pull something out of nothing, which is big. You know, that's big. Like, that's tough to do, no matter who you are. And
resilience. I've said it about Manchester United for years. If there is one word to totally encapsulate the spirit of Manchester United, the word is resilience. Think about the word, think about what it means. Think about Manchester United's history. The word that totally chimes with who they are is resilience. And when Manchester United are at their purest, when Manchester United are at their best, they are nothing if not resilient.
that is, yay. I'm not the biggest fan of this guy, but I will 1000% give him that. They were resilient. They have been even more resilient, or they have now found a new form of resilience under Michael Carrick. That, like, no, he is doing the Lord's work. Now, we're going to do from tomorrow's games, we're going to go through tomorrow's games as well, but we're also going to talk about Eniola Aluko versus Simon Jordan, because I have a lot of thoughts on that. Before I go though, let's see what the people had to say about Leeds versus Chelsea. Some more.
Leeds with 2 shots on goal, 2.
The left back, and they didn't deal with 2 or 3 balls that were played over the top and through a couple of balls that were played up to the front players, and suddenly Chelsea started to panic. Then
In the first half.
Yeah, but when you let teams in with silly challenges, I mean, you see Caicedo gets a lot of praise, and rightly so. Does a lot of things well, but he does a lot of rash stuff.
Yeah, I agree with that 1000%. Oh shoot, that the thing wasn't even on. This guy just said Caicedo does a lot of good things, but he does a lot of rash things as well. And I agree. I think Caicedo has some growing up to do. 1000%. For how good you are as a midfielder, you have a lot of growing up to do.
Gets a lot of praise.
1000%. I am a big Caicedo fan. I'm a huge Caicedo fan. I think if anybody, I don't want to just say, you know, he has the chance to be Ballon d'Or, but I feel like he does. He does, but the Ballon d'Or in that team is more Palmer, but he's the dirty work guy that can win the Ballon d'Or like Rodri did. But Caicedo has a lot of improving, a lot of growing to do. And there were some Estevao chances too, which, I mean, Estevao is young, so he'll get away with it. But Caicedo, man, you have to grow up. How old is Caicedo? At this age, Caicedo age 24. So he's been playing professionally for what? Let's go into his wiki real quick. Brighton is the one we have to look at. At the top, he's been playing at the very top since 2026. So, I mean, 6 years, but still, Caicedo has a lot of improvements, man. A lot of improvements. Some of the fouls he gives away are just cheap, and that puts your team in a sports way. Nobody can dig them out, so it's tough. Guys, this is Ball Knowledge. Keep subscribing, keep liking, keep supporting the page. I will see you guys in the next video.